What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a lovely video of National Retarded Machine. We just turned that down entirely. Okay, so I played this game for a few hours yesterday. It's roughly just like Software Inc., just a lot harder. And you know, these great videos they have on the main screen, it looks nothing like that at all. But with all this being said, I'm gonna start a new game. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how I unlock all of these. I think you just have to, you know, play it through and just unlock them as things go along. But yeah. So let's see. We're gonna run balanced, easy, of course. I can't pick anything else. But this game is very challenging. You know, the tutorial is very bland. It only teaches you to build like a forge and a cook oven, and that's it. That's all the tutorial. And they call that the basics, and that's literally the entire game. Now, it is an early access. Let's also remember that too. So let's see. What were we gonna build? We gotta build a train station. Here we go. Okay, so something I realized in this game is you know, it's might be a little too quiet now, but let me just turn down the music volume. Alright. Something I had an issue with is that this game is how would I word this? You could get lost in this game very quickly. You know, it requires strategy, planning, where you're gonna put certain things, what you're gonna make. You know, it's crazy how it works. But the first things first that I'm gonna start out with is a workshop, which is or a warehouse. My bad, a warehouse. I'll set one down right here. Now then, now of course, you know, we need to figure out what we're gonna make. Well, we're gonna be aiming to create rifles. Rifle, we need gun barrels, spare parts. Okay, to get a gun barrel, we need steel. To get steel, we need iron and rare minerals. To get iron, we need limestone, iron ore, and coke, which comes from a cook oven, and that produces iron. There we go, we got iron. And then for rare metals, we need coke, rare metals ore, and oxygen. You know, you can get that from the chemical plant. Mostly to make these items, you just need a forge. A forge, a cook oven, good to go. Alright? Alright, now the issue here is yesterday I created, you know, everything. I built this up and I was like, alright, that's great. I created it. I created, what the hell? Created, I put a forge down, I had a forge. I had like 2 forges, ran it all into one warehouse. Then I was like, well, wait a second, how am I going to get these finished products back out to where they need to go? Because, you know, you got to take them elsewhere. Well, then I realized, okay, well, let's think about this for a second. The warehouse is not exporting it because we're not selling it. So now we got to send it to another place that's actually going to throw it into something. Long story short, you can only run tracks around this game like a grid. It works just like a grid. So we're going to start with, we're going to set a railway station because we need coal. We need to bring in coal. We need to bring in, let's see, we need to bring in iron ore, limestone. Shut up. And let's see, is that, we need rare metals ore, and that's roughly it. These trains will bring it in, they'll start piling up. The warehouse now has access to it all. We zoom in on the warehouse here. We got these little areas which are for tracks and where the product comes out of. Click on this. We should start to see this start climbing up. We got 600 coal now. You know, that's great. For the warehouse, we're going to be exporting coal and not really intaking it too much. So it'll start picking up coal and moving it in. Now let's figure out. We want to build rare metals, and we need to build gun barrels. So we need to get up to steel. And we need iron. So we need to construct coke and iron as 2 of the main things that we're building onto, of course. But the problem is how are we gonna put that all together in a stupid little game? Because yesterday you know, I was putting rare metals and aluminum together to make aluminum alloy. I put it all together, got it all good to go, and then I realized, how are we gonna get this from a warehouse that all the tracks are full of and take it over there, because, you know, there's really nothing we can do at this point forward. And it became a little strange. Let's see. All right, so we're making coke. Place down a cook oven. All right, so we have our cook oven here now. Wait a second here. Do we want to place our cook oven over this way? I haven't really learned yet. The game is too early access to put key mapping down, because I can't rotate it even if I use my mouse like it says you can. You can rotate the camera around, supposedly, but I haven't figured that out yet. But anyway, so let's see. We'll place the cook oven. We'll place it over here so it can access a lot. It'll be the first thing in everybody's mind. Okay, let's cook it. Doesn't matter where you place it, by the way. All right, so now it's got this. It needs items. Put coke, or you know, like like so. All right, great. So now we have to run a track over here, over to here, which it only needs one track because the majority of the things that we're creating don't really use. It only uses like 2 carts of coke entirely. Alright, so now that we have everything spread out, I want to take and place my forges over here someplace or something like that, or, you know, like so. So we're going to place, let's see. Alright, wait a sec. What were we creating again? We're doing the rare metals first. Okay, so cook, rare metals, ore, and oxygen. So these 3 things all have to come from, you know, certain places. Of course, rare metals ore can only come from the warehouse itself. Therefore, you know, da da da. Can't really do much with that. Of course, we have 6 intake and outtakes, or 6 inbound and outbound uh, rail. Let's see here. We need a chemical plant. A chemical plant across like this. Is that the right way? It's definitely the right way. All right, so give it some space. Lit. Okay, so there's that. Looks good. Now go here, and give me a second. I'm about to shut off. Not sure you guys can hear that, but Discord notifications are just popping up. In this case, we gotta put ourselves on Do Not Disturb. There we go. Do Not Disturb. Run it on my iPad really quick. Alright. Now then, our next priority here is we're gonna place down one of these. Now, let's see here. 2 forges is the idea, and that creates rare metal ores. Of course, we're also going to need one for steel. I think it makes steel. Let's make sure. We'll replace this here in a second. We can only do one. Oh, it creates iron. Okay, so we need 2 for iron. Okay. What does iron need? Iron needs limestone, iron ore, and coke. Alright, so these 2 come from a warehouse itself. Alright, so let's see. So I'm going to take these and we're going to place them facing the other direction. Unfortunately, I don't know how to set a key binding. I might actually have to go into the in-game files and set a key binding so I can rotate my camera. You know, it's a little dumb. It's hard to create something like this, you know, when you're limited and you can't see what you're doing. All right, so there's the side. It does have an intake, I believe, in front of this door right here, this giant door, but I haven't been able to set anything on that at all. So I'm not really too sure what that all is. I don't like the camera zoom. It's either that's the zoom there, or it's either that, or you're like really close. You know, you barely touch anything. It does that. Okay, let's see. So we want them both to be able to go to one centralized location. How are we gonna do this? This game is so problematic because you can only cross tracks once. You can't cross them. You can't cross 2 tracks at a time. You can only do one. All right, so we'll have. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this really quick before we just start, you know, throwing stuff together. All right, so I'm gonna run 2 of these coal ports. This is gonna be input. We're bringing in coal. All right, awesome. Go over here. Apparently we can't zoom in over there. Over here, we set this down here. This right here is going to be an output of coal. Wait. Okay, so there's coal. We got to put it output. There we go. Output. All right. So keep in mind that if you set a product here, like so, really, set a product here. All right. It's inbound. I can't change it to output. You have to completely take it off, click on output, and then put that. Alright, now this lights up green. You have to take the output one. And this is what I'm talking about with the tracks. They're really hard to mess up entirely. So I would suggest, let's see, where is our building at? Alright, so we can't be... Now it's going to start sending coal, as you can see on the carts, over to the warehouse here. And that'll start creating things. Eventually that's going to get full and it's going to need to go to the forge, which we're going to keep these 3 here for intakes and use these as outtakes. Of course, we only need 1 track for now because I think I'm going to build a bunch of these coke ovens because I don't know the gist of the game all the way. I only played for like 2 hours yesterday. Alright, but we still need to get a forge down because I want the forge to put intakes here as well. So maybe I'll put 2. I'll definitely put 1 in the middle and 1 behind it. Alright, so we'll take a forge here. We'll do it just like this. Like so. Okay. Now we have a forge. Shouldn't take long as product needs to get out almost immediately. We'll take this and we'll set it here. That's the easiest. This is going to be an output. Let's see. We got to have it create oxygen. Now this requires nothing. It's a chemical plant, for God's sakes. It creates it just by heart. Output oxygen. Okay. Now we'll go over here. We'll take an input of whatever. What are we creating again? We got to put rare metals down so it can accept things. All right. So now click on the input oxygen. All right. And with the output scale, we'll run this line like this, and run it over here. Alright, now it'll just start sending oxygen carts of cylinders over to the place and it'll be good to go. We'll also do another intake here and an output on this one. With this one, output coke. On this little box over here, we'll put an input of coke. Now, you can only do the output things because that's where the tracks are going. So we'll go over here, run it straight across like so. There we go. Now it's going to start sending coke, which apparently is red, to this building. Now, what do we not have yet? We don't have limestone yet, or iron ore, or so. Right? What are we missing? No, it's limestone, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty positive it's limestone. You can build a bunch of these tracks to create things. Fortunately, oh, we already have limestone there. Alright, so we need limestone here. Oh, we can also... Oh yeah, really? Okay, alright, so we need limestone. Where's limestone? You can see limestone's right here. Alright. Now, these are inputs, so we're not using inputs, we're only doing outputs here. So we'll click off that. Alright. And then we will take an output line here. Go down here and click on this. I've not figured out how to use any of these yet. I assume they're just for, you know, short things. Take a port line. Take another one over here. I'll add this here. Yep. Take this. We're outputting limestone. Alright, so now we have to run a track from over there. And then over here we'll put an input. Oh, we need a rare metals ore. Oh, that's a problem. Okay. Alright, so we don't need you. Good. Guys. Rare metals ore. For output, we don't have any inbound stuff for that. Okay, so we'll just click on this little thing, this little track right here. We'll output rare metals ore. Did we set the input here? No, we didn't. Rare metals ore. Alright, there we go. So now we'll just take the output. Might have to run our thing. And of course, we'll run it parallel with this track as well, so we can keep things flush and out of the way. That way we can run stuff out of the building. Alright, so now it'll start sending iron ore over there. Most of that is done. Of course, the issue with this game right now is that I'm having a problem is when you're moving this direction, you cannot go up. You are stuck going that way. And then you can, when you're going up, you know, it's retarded. Okay, so do we set that in there? Okay, so we're still waiting on iron ore, which I can see some coming down the line now. Alright, there's that, okay? Alright, so let's see. Now I want to build a warehouse adjacent to everything, so everything goes to that warehouse. We can take out a warehouse from there. Or either that or we can take rare metals and build directly to whatever takes rare metals. Steel, which I believe is another forge. There's a lot of forge. Let's make sure of that really quick. Steel? No, it's only iron. Okay, so take that. It's probably a metal workshop or so. Metal forming. I would think so anyway, because it's metal or steel. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we need these and that, these and that. Yep. Yeah, that's what it is. Certainly. We'll demolish that, no problem. The game gives you unlimited resources to build with when you're on easy anyway. I don't know. I figure since it is early access, it may take a while for things to, you know, be done after so long. But we are trying to run everything in certain areas around here. Okay? Alright, so now with all this being said, I want to use the middle here as, you know, everything else. So maybe we'll build our forge right here. Keep everything kind of in the same area, like so. Alright, so that way we can, you know, use the middle here for anything else, and then build, you know, run lines everywhere and export them out here somewhere, maybe one of these, I don't know. Alright, so we are creating here iron. Okay, so we need coke. Of course we need coke. Why wouldn't we need coke? But, you know, the coke is over here somewhere. But we should be able to cross a track right here, running that direction. If I'm not wrong, we should be able to, you know, theoretically speaking. If I remember correctly, I was able to do that before. But what am I going to do first? Okay, so first things first, we need to figure this out. Where are we bringing intake lines in? We're going to make, I think we're going to make these three right here intakes and these three output. Just in case, though. That's what we're going to do. Or I'm going to at least do that. You know, there's always room for improvement. We're going to do, we're going to input. Alright, and then we'll set our output here as coke. Alright, now we'll just take this lovely little thing and we will cross pathways with it, which, like so. We can only do that. Kinda sucks. I don't even think we can do that, to be honest with you. Well, maybe we can. Oh, really? I don't think I've had anything hit yet. Huh, well they're just right on scene like that. Well, isn't that just lit? That is pretty cool. Alright, well we're bringing in coke here, which is everything, and so it's theoretically it's going to take a while because this thing is going to start needing more. It just needs coal mostly. Um, well, needless to say, that is pretty cool that it's just in sync like that. Pretty cool. Okay. Sorry, I'm mind blown by this entirely. All right, so let's see. So we need to build. We need iron ore coming in. Do we have iron ore on the rail station? We do. Okay, so we need to put iron ore here. What else do we need, guys? Need your help here. We need limestone. Alright, so we need limestone as well. And limestone. Awesome. Okay, so now, this is going to be basically today's video as we're steadily building up on everything. Very steadily indeed. We're going to do our input here. This is going to be our iron. This is going to be an output of iron. Now, again, I'm going to keep it as parallel as I can with these tracks right here. That way we can maximize space the best we can. Of course, you also got to remember that, of course, some people, like anybody else, would just, throw these things together and call it good, but not me. I don't want to do that. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to place one right here, and then here. It's going to be an input of limestone. This is going to be an output. Now, again, keep it flush with the same tracks. I don't want them super close together. That would be terrible. Over like so, and call it good. All done. And we'll start sending stuff that way. Now we're creating steel and aluminum. Of course, they require a good amount of resources to create these things, which unfortunately I don't think a warehouse can really provide. But we still have some experimenting to do with the game itself, because I realized we can take a warehouse and place it down just like any other building in the game. So everything's roughly full now. It's creating stuff over here right now, iron and all. And it's getting stuff in there, so it'll be a while before it really does anything. But now that that's all done, I want to add in my metal formings building, which of course is someplace along here, right here. And we want to just take it, and it looks like it only has 3 intakes. Looks like it only has 3 intakes. So maybe that little area on the side is an outtake and all. I don't know. Maybe we need to, experiment with that so we can maybe figure things out. I haven't figured that out yet. But once we get steel going, we can create something to create gun barrels, and then we can start focusing on creating some other stuff to get everything rocking again. Now before I say goodbye to you guys, let's see here. We were creating rifles, so we need spare parts. 300 spare parts for that matter. That should be over here. Here we go. Spare parts. So we need steel to create spare parts. And it says the Accept factory is a metalworking factory. Alright, so it's the exact same factory really. We just need to, upgrade everything and run twice as much there. That was a metal forming workshop, so we need a metal working workshop, which is this one here. This is the one that they're talking about, I believe, unless I'm slightly dumb. I believe that is what we're thinking of. Yeah. So we'll take a metal forming workshop and a metal working workshop, and then that way, let's see, the rifle itself is created by a composing room, which I don't even know what that is. I guess that would be an assembly workshop. Let's see if that's what this is. Yeah, alright, so it would be an assembly workshop then. That would create it, and the final product would exit and go out over here to these two, which, theoretically speaking, is the idea, of course. Alright, so that's most of what we have. But, for now, we'll have to make 2 parts because it's very time consuming to cover everything on this. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you back here next time.